The best time to start a podcast? It's right now. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. While everyone's chasing short form trends and algorithm hacks, podcasting is becoming one of the most trusted and high impact platforms for online business owners. And most people don't even realize it yet. In case we're meeting for the first time, hi, I'm Julia Levine, aka the Podcast Teacher, and you're listening to Podcasting for Solopreneurs, the show that helps online business owners grow their podcasts to get more listeners, leads, and sales. In this episode, I'm giving you 3 powerful reasons why 2026 is your golden window to start a podcast, backed by data, industry shifts, and some hard truths. If you've been putting it off, listen up. And if you already have a podcast, don't go anywhere, because we're talking about how to breathe new life into your show, especially if you have felt stuck, stale, or simply inconsistent. Oh, and a quick spoiler alert, I've actually shared some of these ideas before, but I'm repeating them today on purpose because I want to address the elephant in the room. What if I run out of content? This is the most common fear that I hear from people considering a podcast. And when I suggest repeating content, they look at me like I've lost my ever-loving mind. But you absolutely can repeat content, and you should. Today's episode is proof. I covered this same topic a year ago, and I'm bringing it back because it's timely and important. And let's be honest, most of you didn't hear it the first time. And even if you did, you probably don't remember all of the details. So this is not me being lazy, I'm being strategic. If you've been worrying about running out of ideas and that's been holding you back, take a deep breath. You will have more than enough to talk about when you cover the same topics over and over. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into reason number 1 why podcasting in 2026 is such a powerful move. And that's because podcasting is still wildly undersaturated. I know it feels like everyone has a podcast these days, but perception isn't reality. As of December 2025, there are around 4.5 million podcasts listed on Podcast Index. Sounds like a big number, right? But now let's put that in perspective. There are over 600 million blogs, according to Blogging Wizard, and YouTube has more than 115 million active channels, according to Global Media Insight. Suddenly, 4.5 million feels small, like back of the class, still plenty of seats available, small. And here's something that most people don't realize. Of those 4.5 million podcasts, only 10% are active. A lot of those 4.5 million shows are folks just testing the waters. They publish a handful of episodes and never return. And that's why there's still a window of opportunity. You have the chance to show up while your niche is still quiet, to establish your voice before it gets noisy, to build trust before others even show up. But the clock is ticking. Podcasting has more than doubled in size in the past 2 years. And this isn't a blip, it's a wave. And the further we get into 2026, the more crowded it's going to become. It's the same pattern that we saw with Instagram, with YouTube, and even email marketing. The early adopters get traction. The latecomers have to hustle twice as hard just to be seen. So let's talk about your future audience. In 2025, podcast consumption was at an all-time high, with 40% of Americans reporting that they'd consumed a podcast in the last week. That's around 115 million people for under 4.5 million podcasts. And 23% of them spent over 10 hours a week listening. That's deep attention that you just don't get on any other platform. And here's the kicker. 56% of podcast listeners have household incomes over $75,000. 46% have purchased something they heard about on a podcast. Courses, coaching, products, done-for-you services, they're not just listening, they are buying. So don't wait for the podcasting boom to pass you by. Start now while the space is still wide open and the audience is ready. All right, reason number 2. AI is changing everything and fast. It's helping us brainstorm better, write faster, and automate things that we used to spend hours doing manually. AI can create blog posts, LinkedIn articles, email sequences, and yes, it can even draft podcast scripts. But the truth is that AI can't replicate you. It doesn't know your stories. It hasn't lived your life. It can't capture the way your voice rises when you get excited or the warmth in your laugh when you share something personal. It doesn't know how you pause for effect or go off script to say something from the heart. And that's exactly what your audience wants. In a world flooded with AI-generated everything, human connection is becoming rare, and that is deeply valuable. People are craving voices that feel real. And podcasting is the only platform where your audience gets uninterrupted time with your voice, your stories, and your energy. Just you and your listener sharing a space. And that is your edge. Podcasting lets you show up fully as yourself. You can speak in your own words with your own tone. You can use slang and get passionate, share things that you wouldn't necessarily write in a blog post or share on Instagram. Sure, AI can absolutely help you brainstorm or outline an episode, but the real magic happens when you hit record, because your audience isn't hiring you or buying from you just because of the information you share. They're buying because of how you make them feel. It's your perspective, your vibe, your delivery, your humanness. That is the part that sticks with people. That is what builds loyalty. That's what gets them to hit subscribe, recommend your show, or buy from you over someone else. So in 2026, don't try to compete with AI. Be the thing that AI can never be, which is real. And whether you're a coach, consultant, or course creator, your business grows through people. But unless you have an endless ad budget, you're probably leaning on organic growth, which means trust, referrals, and visibility. That is where podcasting becomes a total game changer and reason number 3 why you need to start one. As a host, you instantly gain credibility. When you invite someone onto your show, you're not just another face on the internet. You are a peer, a platform owner, someone with their own audience. And trust me, people love to be invited into your space. Once you've got your own show going, you will start getting inbound guest requests. You will also find it way easier to pitch yourself to be on other shows. Podcasting opens doors. It gives you a reason to reach out and a way that you can provide value to someone else first. Even if you're an introvert, and I say this as one, podcasting makes networking feel safe and natural. It's one-on-one. It's thoughtful. There's no pressure to do small talk in crowded rooms or schmooze people at awkward mixers. Just real conversations with people you respect. And those conversations often turn into opportunities. Things like strategic partnerships, new clients, speaking invites, and even just simply new friendships. Some of my biggest business wins started with a guest interview or a collaboration episode. Your podcast isn't just another marketing channel. It's a way to build a reputation, nurture relationships, and expand your reach without feeling pushy or salesy. So, if the idea of networking usually makes you want to run for the hills, that's me. Podcasting might just be the most empowering place for you to start. Because the sooner you build real relationships, the sooner your business starts growing in ways that paid ads could never touch. Podcasting in 2026 isn't just a good idea. It is a rare window of opportunity because it is still undersaturated with more listeners than creators. It creates genuine connection in a world that's being flooded with AI content, and it opens doors to collaborations, credibility, and business growth that you can't buy with ads. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Your voice has power. Your story has value. And your ideal audience is out there searching for a resource. So start your podcast in 2026. And if you want support, I can help. I offer a done-for-you podcast launch package. All you have to do is record, and I handle the rest. From editing to strategy to distribution, it is fully managed for you. You can schedule a consultation at thepodcastteacher.com/consult. Or if you prefer to DIY it with some guidance, check out my step-by-step program and support community at thepodcastteacher.com/academy. Whichever path fits you best, what matters most is that you start. Until next time, happy podcasting.